Wilkes Barre area, this is Michael Day, one of our great teachers here at the high school. Mr. Day, you've been here for all 5 years during the high school, ever since it opened. How have you seen the school grown? How has your teaching changed since you started?
Well, in terms of the school growing, definitely more school spirit. When we first moved in, it was kind of, it was strange. All new kids, all new teachers, all different areas. Everything was brand new, both to teachers and students. So to see all the, all the different school items, the sports team's doing very well, the different schools, clothing items around the school. We have homecoming dance, we have color day, all these different events that we have going on. Definitely I've seen over time the school spirit grow.
Okay, and what about before you were a teacher here? How was the college? How was it becoming a teacher? What was that process like? I know you were a student athlete, so how was it balancing that while becoming a teacher as well?
Well, I went to college for business management. I was a business management for 2.5 years, and I decided one day I wanted to be an elementary teacher, but unfortunately it doesn't really work that way. You can't really change course more than halfway through. So I was fortunate the school I was at offered business education as an undergrad. So while I did have to redo some credits to get to the education part, a lot of my business courses were able to find their way over to business education. So I was very fortunate that my school was one of the few that offered business education.
And you're not only a big guy, you have a big variety of hobbies that I know that you do after school. So tell us some of the hobbies that you do after hours, after the school day's over.
Well, after school I referee. I used to coach for many years, and so now I referee. I referee for volleyball and basketball, and I also like to go to the gym, a couple days a week. I like to stay busy, so when the day ends, I usually more likely I have someplace to go.
And when you were a coach and a teacher, how was it? How was that combination with your students? How do you like to see your students grow throughout the years, Mr. Day? I had you my 9th and 10th grade year. I know you definitely saw me grow a lot. So how is that connection that you have with the students that you like to see throughout the school?
Well, in terms of growth, especially with the Business Academy, you get to have the kids for a couple of years. So in terms of the Business Academy kids, you get to see them grow, academically, socially, even professionally. Some of these kids now, seniors, are working at Geisinger for their internship, and then like I said, last year the kids are already in college. So just being able to see the Business Academy kids through the 4 years of, hey, I'm brand new to school, to I'm getting an internship, I'm going to college. Eventually they'll be graduates as well. In terms of the computer application kids, I have them for a half a year. So those kids come in with not a lot of experience in the Google app. So they learn a lot. They come in and they walk out knowing a lot more about docs and sheets and slides and sites. So it's very rewarding.
And yesterday, 6th period, we had an FBLA meeting. Mr. Day, you are one of the teachers that run that club. So tell us a little bit about FBLA and how that's impacted also, something else that you do after school and during school.
So FBLA I got involved with at Coughlin. I've been a co-advisor probably 18 to 20 years. What that is the kids sign up and they compete on a test against other local schools. And what happens is if they qualify for states, they get to go to Hershey for a couple of days. So it's a very popular club. And the nice thing about that is when we get to states, you get to see kids, sort of be kids. It's nice to go down there and it's a conference, and just to see them outside the classroom, is always a fun thing, because you get to know the kids a lot better that way.
And how about some of your officers that help you out? How do they help you throughout the day, you and both Ms. Mendoza?
Well, the officers are very valuable to us. I give Ms. Mendoza a lot of credit, her especially. She's shown me how to use the officers for the benefit of the club. For example, we have a Krispy Kreme fundraiser coming up, so we have 180 kids that will be selling donuts, and those donuts need to be, all the sheets need to be organized and counted, and all the money needs to be counted, and we couldn't do it without the officers. The officers, do a lot of stuff for us, and they're very valuable.
And throughout the rest of your teaching career, is there anything else that you really want to truly accomplish before you throw in the flag, you call it a day? Is there anything else you really truly want to accomplish?
Well, we are moving that direction. This is my 29th year, I believe. So I'd like to see the Pack Shack continue to grow. I'd like to see the Business Academy continue to grow. I think the Business Academy especially is unique. I don't think a lot of school districts, have the Business Academy in terms of, the setup we have, and having the store, and having the internships. And we have grown since we opened the high school, because actually when we started, it was just myself and Mr. Marks. So now we're up to 4 Business Academy teachers. And we started with 1 class, now we have 4 classes. And we already have our first graduating class. So just continue to see that grow, continue to see the Pack Jack grow, and continue to work with the kids. That's all I can.
Mr. Day, I really want to thank you for coming out here today. Thank you for your time, and thank you for anybody that's listening. Have a great day.